Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alchemy Food Network. This is Ori, and today is Monday, so it's Coffee with Ori, and I am your host, Ori. Welcome. Happy Monday. Uh, may this week be wonderful. It's the beginning of a new week. So may it be filled with laughter, and love, laughter, and joy, and love and light. May it be filled with all of those things. Today, I really didn't have a topic for today, to be honest with you. So, what I want to do today is I want to do what I do best, which is this. Not full readings, just I would like people to ask me questions and let me see what the spirit has to say. I must say that I did have a great weekend though, guys. I hope you guys did too. I went to this place called the Green and Yellow Mall in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, no, Hollywood. And I brought this product, and no, I am not getting paid for this. I'm actually just showing you. And it is called La Cure. And this salt that I thought wasn't going to do really much, I went and I put it in my hands. And when I washed it off with water, my hands were like baby soft. I tried it on my legs, and my legs are dry because of the diabetes. And it also made my legs really, really soft. So it is you can Google this product at www.cureskin.care, or you can do Jari, Jari, at cureskin.care. Okay? Cure Natural Skincare. Remember, I'm not getting paid for this. I just went there and I found those people to be really, really, really nice and really cool. Hey, Nete, I know that you're there. I'm not ignoring you. I know that you're there. Hope all is well. I also went to this holistic place where it's Ann Elise Holistic. This is their card. And the gentleman there, the wife, he deals with crystals and herbs and oils. And the wife does, she takes crystals and she, how do you call that? She encases them in wire, like copper and silver and in gold, real gold. So these people are harnessed. These people are Ann and Elise, and it's holistic. And their email is Elise holistics.com. You should look at their website and you can see, how they do the wiring, and they do other things. So, reach out, get to know people. Now, like I said, it's Monday. Blessed be happy. I hope that you all are happy, because I am happy as a pig in shit these days, because I am alive. The universe is providing. Life itself is good. The universe is keeping people away from me that I do not want in my life. And things are moving. So anyone with a question, please feel free to ask now. It's just a 3-card reading. So anyone who's interested, anyone who's out there, don't pass up the opportunity, because it's for free. I do not give free readings. So take advantage. If you want to know something, ask the question. All right. Until one of you decide that you want one. Going to this plaza was really, really, really insightful. Of course, there are nothing but beautiful people. Who is meeting? Who is meeting with my cars? Who's meeting? Messing. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. The Six of Blades deals with hypocrisy. It deals with jealousy. It also tells you that there's a lot of, one, there's a lot of hypocrisy. Two, there's a lot of envy, jealousy, not just with you, but also the fact that you are keeping your girlfriend like in this state of being calm. So there are people, family members, and people that know you guys that don't want to see her happy and don't want to see you happy, so that they're trying to mess with you to see how far they can push you. And the reason that it's working is because in the Two of Blades, it tells you that you are in the middle. You're in the precipice. Like, precipice means like towards the end, but you're technically in the middle of the precipice, which means you're allowing these things to actually interfere in your life. And by you giving yourself these thoughts of something is going to happen, you're always waiting for the last shoe to drop, where you should change the way that you think. And instead of thinking, what can happen next? Well, a lot of things can happen. So instead of thinking like that, what you need to do is start asking spirit, angels, and guides to protect your car from all negativity and from all negative people, and any idea that people may have in trying to hurt you or mislead you or make you feel like you're losing your mind. May they be able to, may they push them away. You need to strengthen yourself with more baths, and you need to strengthen yourself with meditating on positive rather than to be so angry. Okay. It also has a lot to do with people that come in your house as well. So start getting into the habit of maybe saging your house or cleaning your house, and tell your lady to do the same thing, because unfortunately you guys are kind, but people are taking your kindness for weakness. And the 11 of Cups, it deals with family. So one of the biggest things is family. And vibrationally speaking, whether it's gossip or problems or complaints, or someone coming to your house and telling you, whether it's about your family or her family, all that's doing is just causing in the atmosphere negative vibes. And because they're causing negative vibes, it's bringing a little bit of chaos into your very calm household. I don't know if this makes any sense, but the person that's messing with your car, you already know who they are. You can't stop not thinking about what you already know. Don't start thinking and doubting yourself. You already know what's happening. So let's have a come to Jesus moment, and let's stop playing with ourselves and understand that this is closer. And the people, because it's not just one person, the people that are doing it are just doing it at the moment that you and your lady are the most calm, so that they can mess with you. So don't let people mess with you in here, and you'll see how things will start flowing. That's my advice. Okay. So I want a reading too. Me too. What do you want to know, Dr. D? You're welcome. So tell me, Dr. D, what would you like to know? if there's anything that you would like to know. I'm going to keep moving these cards around until you pose the question. Once you pose the question, I will stop. And if there's, hi, Miss Sadia, my car coming to Mexico. Okay, give me a second. Hello, Miss Sadia, I saw that you were there, so give me a second before you pose another question. 6 clubs, the 1 and the 4 of cups. Okay. The 6, when we deal with the 6 of cups, the 6 of cups talks about family. And it's not blood family. It's family that is in your circle, whether it be us, the people who work on your channel, or whether it's people that you have met along your journeys, not just now, but also when you were in Asia and when you were in Hawaii, when you were in this what is this island that you were in? Anyway, so the six of cups is dealing with family, people that you know, but it also deals with betrayal. So it's telling you that no matter how much you want to share with people, don't share too much, okay? At this particular moment, your car situation is kind of like right here. It's delayed. But it's not delayed because you've done anything. It's been delayed because there are too many people that want to know where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how you're managing to do the things that you do. Which has always been the case for you. People always want to know. Unfortunately, a lot of those people don't bring anything to the table. You bring actually a lot more. So in 6, the 6 of cups, basically keep yourself focused on what you need to focus, which is be in the world, but not of it. So anytime a negative thought comes into your head, walk it out, okay? The 1 deals with, deals with the dead. It deals with spirits. And it tells you to visit your ancestors, whether it's the lady of the ocean, the lady of the lake, the lady of the park. That there's always a spirit lingering somewhere. You have that ability to attract. It is time to start sweetening yourself up again. Go to the ocean and smear. You don't have to smear molasses. You can smear honey on you and then go into the water. You can go and give fruit. You can take spiritual baths that include honey. You can do anything, overall, always live in gratitude of the universe giving you what you don't have yet, but always live in the gratitude of doing so. And yes, in 4, Elegba is telling you your paths are open. There's nothing that's holding you back except the realization that you're dealing with people who are not nice. And I'm saying it that way because that's the way you say it. I would just say they're kind of shitty people, So unfortunately, sometimes we got to roll a whole bunch of roll of toilet tissue around us so that we don't have to get cacas on ourselves with people like that. You are kind and you share sometimes a little too much with people, and then they take your ideas. So try not to do that, and understand that this is going to take a little longer, but it's not going to take a whole month. It's just going to take a little longer. But you need to go to the water. You need to visit the water like you were planning to do before, and you haven't done, but you need to go because it is important to do so. And remember, when you go there, always remember, I don't have to explain this to you, always let the universe know that you live in the gratitude of everything that you have, that you live in the gratitude of having money, of having your vehicle, of having all these things that although they haven't manifested yet, you're thanking them because you know they're on their way, okay? Next person. Hey, Miss Sadia. Girl, you asking me a question about 2022 when 2021 is not even over yet. We got so much shit that's going to be happening before this year ends. So you need to start preparing yourself. We're all going through a spiritual growth. Some of it is emotional, some of it is not, some of it is sad, some of it is happy, some of it you want to pull your hair out, sometimes you want to run out like a crazy person. But just know that you're changing because that's what it's about. The first card is about spirit because it's the one of clubs, and it tells you that you need to comply with spirit. You need to make sure that you continue to tend to your ancestors, regardless of what anybody thinks. Because opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. Everybody wants to be saved, and everybody wants you to walk in the light of Jesus. But Jesus didn't want you to walk in his light. I think Jesus did what he did because he was showing us what we can do and what we should do. Not to follow him, but what we can do to better ourselves, which is turn the other cheek and do a whole bunch of stuff that, it's okay because, that works for him. But ancestral worshiping has existed for a long period of time, whether people want to accept it or not. Follow through in your things and never change. Now, the Four of Cups is upside down. So I don't know if you're taking care of Elegba. I don't know if you're doing it or if you're not doing it. I don't know if you're doing it on a regular basis or you did and then you stop and you change. Whatever it is that you've changed with Elegba, you need to go back because it's upside down. So he's just letting you know 2 paths are open, but 2 are closed. So if you want things to flow, you're going to have to go back to basics and start over because the ancestors and the spirits and the powers that be, you can't open up Pandora's box and then decide to close it one day like they're not going to take it out on you. They eventually will. Right now, you're doing well when it comes to your job and everything else. Don't push it, okay? The 3 of Cups tells you to be careful because it deals with spitefulness. And it tells you to make sure that you check your tires on a constant basis, that you check your car doors on a constant basis, that you keep an eye open. When something doesn't feel right and you're in your car, don't get out. Stay in your car. If you're leaving work and it's getting dark, and don't work longer than you have to work. You're going to have to start setting ground rules for yourself because we're living right now. We're going through a lot of negative vibrations, and the month of October and November, it's a doozy, but more November and December. So just make sure that you keep your eyes wide open because people, there are a few people that are not happy with the decisions that you've made, and they're not happy with the decisions that you are living through now. Okay, and just understand that hypocrisy and jealousy and envy can always cause negativity. The devil's busy. Never forget that. The devil is very busy. So the minute you start to think negative things, the minute you start allowing people to enter into your space and start telling you what the hell to do, and you lose your mind like you're a child when you're a grown woman, shame on you, because that's what makes you go backwards in things. Next person. Hi, Krista J. My 12-year-old daughter sees and talks to people constantly. What can I do to help her ease her mind? Well, the children today, I have to explain this to you before I throw. Children today are born extraordinary. And if you, Crystal, are medium, which I believe that you are, and you are a person who is spiritual, but you just maybe have not tapped into your spirituality as strong as you should, it trickles down. If your mama didn't accept it and you don't accept it, your child is innocent. It will come to her because someone has to accept it so that the energy can flow. Okay. If she's seeing people, then do not tell her that she's not seeing anything. When she's telling you she's seeing people, just ask her, who are you seeing? Can you describe them for me? And start writing it down. And if they have a message and it's not a negative message, then ask her, what are they talking to you about? What are they trying to tell you? What are they explaining to you? And what do they want you to do? Okay. Just remember that we have control. They don't have control. We have control because they already were here. They died. The ancestors in the spiritual world, they're dead. So at the end of the day, if you're a gifted person, you're going to see it by instilling ignorance in children. They stop seeing, but it doesn't mean they stop hearing. And that's why a lot of children in the world are ADHD, or they're going through all types of emotional traumas because they hear a lot of voices in their head because they weren't taught that this is a spiritual world. We are going through spiritual times. The vibration has changed. We are no longer vibrating at 740 megahertz. We are not. Children hear things that we cannot hear. So understand that as long as she's still 12, the vibrations that she feels and she hears are totally different from what you hear because you can't hear them and neither can I. Now, I'm going to see. Okay. In the Two of Coins, it tells you that both you and your child are in the middle. Okay. You're both very spiritual. But if you don't feel comfortable with what's going on with her, my advice is don't shun her. Don't make it seem as if what she's listening to it's not good, because spirits have the way to show you who they are. But overall, I want you to know one thing, that God has the power to show you that he is God all the time. And there are people who are chosen. And the Bible says that each person in this world are born with gifts. Some people can hear, some people can see, some people can feel, some people can do this, some people can do that. Some children are born with 3 gifts, 4 gifts, 5 gifts. So don't be alarmed, but you also are gifted. So you need to open yourself up and be open to the possibilities that your daughter is on her own path. And you can ease her mind by letting her know that she can just say, I choose not to participate in this today or tomorrow or any other day. Now, in the 7 of clubs, I don't know if you've gone to the water, to the ocean. I don't know if you visit the water at all. But if you haven't, before the winter hits, you should go to the water. You should go to the ocean. If you can get somebody to take your daughter, and just, wash her down with some seawater. It's important. Seawater is important, and it does help, and it does clean you. So I suggest you do that. Now, the 10 of Cups tells you that she is a very gifted human being. And when she becomes like 14, 15, she's going to develop her healing skills. So when she develops her healing skills, and let's say you have a really bad headache, or you have a pain somewhere, and she says, Mom, and she puts her hands on you, don't think that she's like freaking out or something is happening to her. It's not. Spirit will always guide her to where she needs to go. But there always is a balance. Remember, there's a balance of good and bad. You always have to keep teetering that. That's why my advice to you is to give advice to her, and is to let her know that when she doesn't want to hear, when she doesn't want to see, it is up to her to say, I choose not to participate. If your daughter's having nightmares and she's seeing things at night, and you don't turn on the light. It's always best to have a night light. Any spiritual person who is really spiritual should sleep with a night light on. I don't mean a big lamp, I mean a night light, because we need to be able to see the clarity of what's coming so that we can say enough is enough. Okay. Overall, it's really good. Just prepare yourself and you know what? I think both of you should start a journal, a mutual journal. Her telling you whether it's a dream, you start looking up the dreams. If she's telling you that she's walking to the park, and in the park she sees a bench and she sees water and she sees trees, then you need to look at it that way and start looking at that, like the park. Park is one dream. Trees, that's another dream. A bench is another part of the dream. The water, it's another part of the dream. So once you start finding out what each individual things mean and you put it together, the message is there. I hope I've been helpful. You're welcome, Sadia. You know that 22 is going to be a doozy. So prepare yourself. Well, Crystal, you have to find out if this is a family member. Let her describe it. If you have pictures of your ancestors, maybe you can, show her pictures of your family members that are dead and see who she's seeing. I believe that it is somebody that is an ancestor. I don't believe that it's a spirit that's random. So just understand that whatever she tells you in detail, write it down, because the only way you're going to be able to decipher, because this is not going to be the first spirit she sees and it's not going to be the last spirit she sees. So just take heed, start writing things down. It's important. You're welcome. When you go, you let Yemaya know that you came there because you're trying to resolve things, that you want her salty waters, to remove whatever toxicity you've picked up in the last few weeks. You also want her to give you clarity in what you need and to push away whatever is negative and whatever is negative that's coming. And the people that are negative, that are salty, to keep them away from you. My advice to you. Any other questions? Anyone else? Gonna be going to commercial soon. Hello, Sophia. How are you? Been in between last week and today. I have seen dead people on the curb and on the street across my house. Always need 4 corners. Why am I seeing this? Okay, well, I can tell you this. Okay, right now there is a big rift in the universe. So there is a big rift between the living and the dead. There are a lot of people dying, and a lot of people have died within your neighborhood and in your surroundings. I'm not going to throw 3, I'm going to throw 4. Now, in the 5 of Cups, that deals with family, the blood that runs through your veins. So as a child of Yemaya, you need to make sure that your family is taken care of by talking to the goddesses of your dimension, which is Greece. Start talking to them, start doing offerings to them as we would do for our Rishas. Why? Because it is important, okay? It is important because it's you, your husband, and you had your 3 children. So that is very important. Now, the 3 of Clubs tells you about separation. Separation doesn't mean separation with your family. It doesn't mean that. But it means that someone that you know will die, whether it's someone that you know in the religion or someone that your children may know, that you know, but someone is playing with things that they don't understand. And because it's 3 and it's Ogunda, is letting you know that the reason that you're seeing it so close to home is because this particular person or persons we're trying to trap you somehow and involve you in something, and you didn't want to be bothered. But it's telling you here in the 3 of clubs, that there is going to be a separation of spirit and human, meaning someone will die, and very soon. So it's coming to your street to make you aware of how close this negativity is and was. Now, in the 12 of clubs, it's telling you that for a long time your anger was what fueled you, but now you're not allowing the anger to fuel you anymore, which is a very good step. But you have to be stern with spirit, because if you're not stern with your spirits, then they're going to overwhelm you, because you live in a house where your children are all spiritual and your husband. So you need to make sure that you are at balance with your spirit. You make sure that you take baths. You make sure that you're on top of your spirituality. You make sure that you talk to the dead, that you are on top of your ancestral worshiping on both sides of your family history, and make sure that you understand that right now, whatever spirits are coming through and are showing themselves to you are not coming into your home. They're coming around you, and it's only because things are being sent to you. So the way you see them, that they're dead on the sidewalk, is exactly how the person or persons that are trying to do stuff to you are going to end up. Now, the last card is Ogunda again, and it's the Three of Blades. So it's telling you, protect yourself, protect your home, and protect your children the best that you know how. Chango may be your father, but Ogun will give you the world. And if you believe in Ogun, and I know you do, ask him. Clean yourself, clean your family with coconuts, and then put them to the calderos. Put them to your caldero, put it to Ogun, just clean yourselves. It doesn't matter, get 10, 12, clean yourself, and just put them out there, and you will see. If they crack, remove it, put another one in its place. But you will see that what Spirit is showing you has nothing to do with your family, and it has nothing to do with you. The visions you're seeing is very clear of the people that have died in your neighborhood and people that will continue to die, because there will be a lot of violent things happening very soon with people that you know. Hope I've been helpful. Okay, let's go to commercial. Corey, sorry, let's go to commercial right now. And okay, welcome back. Sophia, I hope that I've been helpful in this. Just remember, you're in a journey. You're on a journey. And it's always in the corners, because you know what? Maybe you're going to need to go and feed the four corners. No blood magic, just candies and stuff like that. But just feed the corners. I think that it will help you to better see. Okay? Is there anyone else out there? Hi, Carmen. I feel like I'm being tormented, and it is affecting my kids as well. Mostly in my house. Is the baby that I see in my daughter's car seat, was that her twin that passed? Okay. The one of Blades talks to you about the dead. Okay. The first thing that you need to understand, Carmen, is that you're not being tormented. I think that you live in a world where you have to see it to believe it. You're like St. Thomas. And I think that if you try to understand it and you try to be a part of it, There's always someone in your family that always has something to say. So I think that you need to understand that they're trying to communicate with your child, but they're also trying to communicate with you. And you have to either choose to walk away and say, I don't want to be a part of this, or you need to learn that it is part of you and it will be part of your child because of her father. So it will walk with your child. And if you had a child that was a twin and you lost her, just her or him, don't the mourning period is, you're gonna always mourn. Never think that you're not gonna mourn. You're always gonna mourn, you're gonna be sad, but you know what? You need to change that. Instead of being sad, be happy that that child actually, that God's plan was bigger than yours. God needed a soldier, and they took your child. But does not mean that you will not see the child, that child will not be part of you. The spirit will always be with you. And you can't be afraid of it, okay? Now, in the Six of Clubs, it deals with a lot of hypocrisy, Carmen. It deals with a lot of hypocrisy, and it deals with a lot of people. And the clubs is, you can't talk to people, and if you think that you can and you try to explain things to people, they think you're crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy, and what you're seeing is exactly what you feel it is. Don't let anyone talk you down. But if you feel that you're being tormented, my suggestion is light a candle for the child. Start on the floor. Start on the floor with a tea light. Start on the floor for 9 days. Start it with a tea light and a glass of water. You light a tea light. Might take 2 hours for it to go off. Let it go off. To the next day, put it maybe a shoebox. Put the water and the candle there. When that candle goes out, then you remove it. The third day, you keep putting it higher until the 9th day, it's higher than you. Once it's higher than you, then you ask the spirit to leave and to find the light. But as long as you continue to hold that energy of sadness within you, that spirit is not at rest. So we have to let them go because they have their own mission, just like you have your own journey. Okay? Now, in the Four of Coins, it tells you the child who's good with mother and father and with her family, her kids, meaning, and with people, have the blessings of God and all the powers that be. But sometimes you have to know when to give and when not to give. Sometimes you have to know how to be open with people and how not to be open. Sometimes our own family can pull us down. I don't think that they do it intentionally, but some family members do things intentionally because if they're used to you helping them, they don't want to see you be happy because therefore it means that they're not gonna have you there always doing favors for them. So think about these things that's going on in your life and what's surrounding you and what is aggravating you, because you're not only being affected and tormented by this spirit, you're being tormented by people. So learn to say hell no, and learn to say get the hell out of my house. If you don't know how to act, then get out. Learn to be more stern with the people who live in your home, and let yourself keep in mind also that you are also a grown person and you don't need to be told what to do. You're not a child. Okay? I hope I've been helpful. Anyone else out there? Let it rip. They have questions. I can answer a question or two. It's not a big deal. Just let it rip. Sophia, yes, listen to love and health. Well, light and love to you and to your family always. Just remember that there are a lot of things that we as spiritual people, we have obligations. We didn't choose the Orishas chose us. So we have a mission and we have to continue our mission. It is time to unite, not just the African ancestors and the Native American ancestors and your blood. It's time to unite the Greeks and the Romans and all the spirits that walk with you from across the ocean, because that is why you are you are called omilasa. You're called holy water because your water is holy and is blessed. Okay? Is there anyone else? Oh, Lord. One and the six. This is, I can't do it. Huh? If there's anybody out there that wants Dr. D to say something, can you do a reading for me? Oh, wait. Who is that? Who? Oh, well, do you want it to be private or do you? I mean, I threw out some cards. So do you want it to be private or do you just want me to tell you now? Talk to you. Uh, no, it is cool. What do you mean? Well, Corey, look, I have them out. Don't worry. I know what to say. Okay, thank you. The first card that comes up is the 11. Okay, and the 11 of coins, it tells you that you are a smart human being. You're very smart. You're smarter than what you give yourself credit for. And sometimes you kind of like to play that role that you're not smart or you're not, you because you don't want to do certain things. There's a difference between being smart and being lazy. There's a difference between being smart and being a smart ass. Most of the time, you're a smart, wonderful kid. A lot of the time, you're a smart ass. Now, in the 11 of clubs is upside down, which deals with not just your intellectual being, it also deals with your mental being. You're not slow. There's nothing wrong with you mentally. But you have to remember one thing: the mind, the body, and the soul have to connect. If the mind is not moving right, and the soul is not moving right, and the physical body, you're not doing anything with it, what you're doing is you're slowing yourself down. Spirit needs a vessel to work in, and spirit wants a vessel that's healthy. I'm not saying that I'm the most healthy. I just started to go back to the gym. So at the end of the day, just it's not so much as your weight as it is what you eat, because a lot of these foods are very toxic, and a lot of these foods have a lot of poison in them, but we don't take the time to really read. The 5 of clubs tells you not to worry about income coming because something is coming your way soon. And you will be victorious because the one of coin, the dead, is telling you you will be okay. Don't panic. Don't think that you're not going to be okay. You're going to be fine. So far, you're doing okay, and you're going to continue to do okay because there are many blessings and many prayers that are being sent out to you on a daily basis, whether you know it or not. But in the 6 of coins, it tells you do not trust certain people. You know the difference between people and what they are. You're good at reading people because I'm sure that many times you've told your mother, watch out with that person. And of course, being your mother, who we all love, she's hard headed too. So when it happens, you're like, didn't I tell you? So you are really on your game. You just have to stop being. No, no, it's not a matter of state of being. You need to stop acting like a codependent because you're not a codependent. Because if you have to do stuff by yourself, you will do it by yourself. If you need to walk to the corner store, you do it. If you need to make something for you to eat, you will make it to eat. So stop acting like a codependent because the person who is enabler is not there. So you need to understand that all of these tests that you're going through is not a test of your manhood, it's a test of your character. And not just your character, your spiritual being. Because you are spiritual, you can't run away from it. It's part of you. Okay. So just make sure that, my suggestion to you is, get into the habit, and whether you understand it or not, get into the habit of maybe placing a glass of water um, in your room somewhere. If you have a dresser, put it in your dresser. Um, Put it somewhere where the dogs don't get to it. Fill up a glass of water, and every morning or every whenever time you get up, dump it into the toilet or dump it outside the door. Um, and look at it first. If it has a lot of bubbles, that means that it's absorbing whatever negativity is in there and it's around you. So just dump it out. And right before you go to bed or right before you go, whether you're playing games or whatever at night, whatever the time you go either to your room or to the quiet place or to the TV or wherever, just make sure you fill it up a glass of water and put it somewhere in your room or somewhere near you. And then the next day, look at the glass, and as long as the glass has bubbles, it means that there is a lot of negativity surrounding you and things that are slowing you down. Because there's a spirit that is in your home that's like a sloth spirit. It's a spirit of confusion, but it drags. So I don't know what you're going to do as far as cleaning, but what I can suggest is to smudge the house with a little bit of sage, not a lot. You don't want to get crazy. And then when you do, just open the door, put the dogs away, open the door, and let the smoke go out. Understand that, there are people that are nosy that are watching you because they don't see your mother, so they're watching you. So just be aware of not to let people into your home, and not to allow people to ask you questions. And whenever they're in the mood to ask questions, you let them know that you have to go. You don't have time for this because you got to go somewhere. And even if you have to go nowhere, just walk around the neighborhood and then walk back, and just keep it cool like that. But you will be okay. Okay. So don't panic. Finances will start coming in. Just don't spend money on crap, dude. Save a little bit of money, save a little bit of money and buy yourself what you need, not what you want. We are not living in times where you spend money on things that you want. You have to spend money on things that you need. Okay. Next question. Thank you. That helps a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome so much. One thing I want you to know is sometimes the scolding and the things that are said to you that you may not like are said to you out of love, not out of malice, not trying to make you feel bad. Sometimes mothers get pissed off, but sometimes us children, we kind of like push them to that limit, And if you know what bothers your mom or whatever, just, think about that. Think about all the struggles that she goes through, and now it's just you and her. So think about that. Okay. Is there anyone else out there that would like to hear something? Well, this is a basic synopsis of things that are going to happen before this month ends. Okay, we are on the 18th of this month. So food opening, short reading, one at a time, ask a question. You guys can ask whatever you want, but right now, what I am talking about, it's things that are to come for this month. In the Seven of Cups, it deals with water disasters that are coming, are coming mostly to the west, whether it's rain and hurricanes and all types of water things that are coming. But even here in Florida, there's going to be a lot of things happening soon with water. And because there have been so many eruptions, uh, little earthquakes, not just here, and volcanoes exploding, it puts more weight on the water. So there's going to be a few mini tsunamis that you will hear about this month before this month is over, and things that are going to be happening soon towards the west, and like Louisiana, or I don't know if that's the west or the north, but Louisiana and Texas and Alabama and places like that, Atlanta, uh, what do you call, Virginia, North Carolina. You're going to hear of things happening, whether it's overflows of river, too much rain, people's houses getting flooded. So protect yourselves and be mindful. Be mindful that these things can happen. What I do when it's rain, when there's a storm coming, what I do is I take red brick dirt, but I usually get the red brick from the cemetery. So I get a red brick and I crush it and make it into powder, and I add charcoal and I crush that into powder, and I take grain salt and I add that into powder and I sprinkle it around my house, asking Oya, which is the goddess of the winds, because Oya is not, she brings wind, she doesn't bring water. Yemaya is the queen of the waters, and she's the mother of all mothers of the deities, and she controls every body of water, whether it's tears, whether it's river water, sewage water, you name all the type of water. Yemaya is the one who takes care of that. Not Ochun. The waters of the river belong to, they say belong to Oshun, they belong to Yemaya. And like a sister, she lends her everything. But the river water does not belong to her. Now, in the Eight of Clubs, is telling you that you need to learn, all of you that are watching this, you need to learn to allow people to respect you, because people will only do to you what you allow them to. And nowadays, we all know that there's a whole bunch of Karens and a whole bunch of Steves out there in the world, and we cannot allow them to try to offend us in any way. Okay? So you have to constantly, when people say things, you need to constantly correct them to let them know that you're not going to participate in these little games of theirs. Walking away is not enough. Sometimes you just have to tell them how you feel and walk away, because that is important. Okay? Now, in the Ten of Blades, and it's upside down, it said it's time for people to start using their common sense. Okay? Forget about what you learned in college. Forget about what master's you have and what bachelor's degree you have and all of these degrees. Forget about them. Use your damn common sense, because there's a whole lot of people out there that have degrees and don't do shit with them. And the degrees they have, to prove what? To prove to someone who's less than them that they have a degree? It don't matter, because you shit the same way we do. Wipe yourself the same way. You put your pants on one leg at a time. If you wear dresses, you put on the dress the same time, the same way, and you put on heels the same way. So at the end of the day, you know what? Just understand that it's not time at this particular moment. Spirit is saying that from this day forward, it's not so much as educational smartness. It's about common sense. Okay? If you feel that something is happening, go with that gut, because that God voice that lives inside of you has never let you down. So listen to it. Don't listen and then dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a whole lot of Christian people that are going to die, and a whole lot of Christian people that are going to look like fools. Because, like I said, Christ didn't give himself and so that he can be crucified so that we can follow him. He died to teach us what not to do. So he didn't teach us to follow him because Christ wasn't a Christian. Buddha wasn't a Buddhist. Muhammad wasn't a Muslim. So at the end of the day, Christians didn't become Christians until 100 years after he died. So at the end of the day, he never said, follow me or worship me. He never said, worship me. He might have said, I am the way, but he never said, worship me. And that's where people differ. And people may say, well, it's blasphemy. Well, guess what? Let it be blasphemy. Let he who is without sin judge me. And let him be the one to judge me, not you. Because your opinions, when it comes to judging people, don't matter. And that's how you people need to live too. You need to understand that other people's opinions of you are that are negative. It's only their own mirror image that they're spewing at you. What they don't like about themselves, they're trying to convince you that you are doing. So just understand that you are perfect just the way God made you. It doesn't matter if you're sarcastic. It doesn't matter if you're a nice person, if you're a bitch, if you're an airhead. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're gay, if you're trans. None of that matters. God made you perfect because he created you however he wanted to create you. Okay? So he created you so that you can be the best of what you can be, not the best of what someone else wants you to be. So this message is for everyone out there. Okay? Use your common sense. Okay? Don't look at a dictionary when you see water rising. Please don't be a fool. Get in your car and ride. Ride as fast as you can and ride as far as you can. Why? Because it's common sense. If the water is rising really high, it needs to come down at one point. So you want to make sure that you are not in the middle of that. Okay? So I want to wish you all light and love. It is 9:57, and it's just 3 minutes left, and I'm going to leave. So commercial is going to come on. Oh, and before I go, like I said, La Cure, and I am not getting paid for this, but I want you to understand that these people, we have to help one another. There's enough money to be made by everybody, and that is the problem in this world today. People are very greedy, and they don't want to help our fellow man. Now, I'm sure the person who owns this patent is a millionaire, but it doesn't matter because the person who distributes it, okay? I don't know if you can see it. It said sold and distributed exclusively by Care Natural Skincare LLC. I am sure that the person who sells this is not the owner. I believe that this is kind of like a little small franchise. And for the price, I think that anybody who believes that they can sell, this is a product to sell because it does work excellent. And I would never recommend stuff that does not work. Good night. And I love you guys too. Love and light to all of you. And I will see you next Monday. Namaste. And just remember, live right. Try to keep yourself focused and live peacefully. Corey, commercial, please. I got to go.